The way to make bread dough is with flour, yeast, water, and salt. The temperature of the water is crucial for good results. If the water is too hot, it kills the yeast cells. If it's too cold, it slows the rising process. The water should be about body temperature, roughly 100 degrees. You can use a kitchen thermometer or stick your finger in the water. Put the dried yeast in a bowl. Add some warm water, stir, and let sit for 5 minutes. You can also add some sugar, honey, or another sweetener to give the yeast an extra boost. Mix the flour with the salt. Make a well in the center and pour in the yeast mixture along with any other liquid ingredients such as milk or eggs. Knead into a smooth dough until all liquid is absorbed. If the dough is too dry, add more lukewarm water. If the dough is too sticky, add more flour. Continue to knead the dough on a lightly floured work surface. Try not to use too much flour or the bread will get tough. Knead by hand for about 8 minutes. Push it away from you, fold it in half, and push it away again. For your convenience, you can also use a stand mixer with a dough hook. Knead up to 4 minutes on the lowest setting. If you're using a bread machine, be careful not to over-knead. This will keep the dough from rising and make the bread dense. Form the dough into a ball and place it in a lightly oiled bowl. Cover with a damp tea towel or plastic wrap and put in a warm, dry place. Let the dough rise until doubled in volume. The duration depends on the temperature. At room temperature, it takes about 2 hours. You can also let it rise in the fridge overnight. Punch the air out of the risen dough. Knead briefly and roll the dough out. If you want, you can now fill the dough with things like nuts, seeds, or raisins. You can add these things earlier, but they make the dough more difficult to knead. Form the dough into your desired shape. To make multiple loaves or rolls, divide the dough into equal parts and weigh them. Make sure they weigh approximately the same so they can be baked together. Try to form the bread into a nice round shape by turning it with both hands and folding from the bottom. This also ensures it will rise well a second time. Put the dough seam side down on a baking sheet or baking pan and cover with plastic wrap that is lightly greased so that it doesn't stick to the dough. Let the dough rise again in a warm, dry place for about 1 to 2 hours. The dough is now ready to go into the oven. Score the bread and brush with milk or a beaten egg. If you want, you can sprinkle with seeds or flakes. And that's how you make bread dough.